Do you have questions?
Come on, guys. I have a quick one on the Jersey Journal. You talked about your interview earlier today at Bloomberg, and how it's made you kind of reflect on what you call the surveillance society.
Yeah.
You talked about how government has kind of obtained information from people through corporations.
Yeah, like Verizon and AT&T and all these telecommunication companies seem to be working so closely with the government. They don't have a right to give that information up. That information should only be given up under a court order. And then it should be fought. About telephone calls. You know, see the Patriot Act let the government reach very closely to people's financial records, but they've extrapolated that and taken it into telephone records as well. And I don't think they have a responsibility. I don't think they have the right to do it. It's called eavesdropping. You don't have the right to do that. And the reason why, if you look at what these corporate heads are saying, what they're saying is, well, we're obeying the law. We're obeying the government order. Well, you know what? They could have fought it, but they went along with it. Why? Because they're regulated. They don't want to do anything that would, you know, cause them to get disapproval from a government on some commerce issue. And that's what's going on here. Meanwhile, our basic rights get shredded.
And you call for the Patriot Act.
Pardon?
To be repealed.
Absolutely. And I'm the only one running for president who voted against the Patriot Act. And as you know, if any of you saw the debate when I was asked, you know, about the Patriot Act, I said I voted against it because I read it. And, you know,
How long did that take you to read it?
it was about, you know, this high. Brought it up about 2 in the morning. Put it on the clerk's desk. Swapped out a bill that they've been debating all day. I looked at it and I went, you know, I just read one page after another. I read it, I don't know, in about 10, 15 minutes or something. Yeah. But I went through it very fast because I didn't have much time because they were calling this thing to a discussion. Very little debate. They pushed it through. They pushed it through so members couldn't read it. And later on, people would say, I voted for what? Yeah, they didn't know. That's how they deal with legislatures when they want to force things through that otherwise people wouldn't vote for because they, you know, have given it consideration. I'm going to answer a few more questions, and we're going to have to get going.
Okay. Excuse me, before you do that, we'd like to present you with this photo from our university.
Hey, great. You know what? You have no idea how helpful this is because I left my coat on a plane. So you might see me wearing this to some presidential event.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. There it is.
Could I sit over here too?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
April, why don't we take a picture of...
Okay, do you have questions?
Yeah, right now.
How would you go about helping or assisting the schools to get the facilities they need to help students have more hands-on and stuff?
Well, I think that there ought to be money available for basic infrastructure in the schools, which means material and computers and learning instructional materials. You know, there should always be money for that. And transportation helps lower costs. You go to a charter school. Public education has to be fully funded. Yeah. See, the problem is that people who favor charter schools want to take the money from public education for charter schools.
Right.
I don't support that. I don't support it at all. But what I do support is the government helping, not just charter schools, but parochial and private schools as well, with providing funds for transportation, for instructional materials, for computers, for the kinds of things that would help keep your costs low, okay? So that the money that's used for tuition at a charter school would be used for the things that you need. I mean, I see a role for government in providing some money, but I don't want to take the money away. You know, the problem is that we have a system that people have been so discouraged by public education, they say, well, I'm going to send my kids to a charter school to get a better education. Look, I went to a Catholic school. I scrubbed floors so I could pay my book bill. And I understand that people are making sacrifices to send their kids to charter schools. I want to make it possible for us to have the best public schools we can. And if people are operating private parochial schools, charter schools, you know, you can find a way to be helpful, but you can't do it at the expense of public education. I mean, it'd be easier for me to tell you otherwise since you're from a charter school, but I'm telling you, you know, what I think is a sensible approach, where I still want to help, but you know, I want to make sure that the public schools are the best in the world. So everyone would want to go to public school.